Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Hey guys, welcome back.
Super excited to hop into the next episode of
Yeah,
West Wing.
it's such a great show.
Season 2 has been incredible, guys.
Yeah.
So good. They're not taking their foot off the brakes at all. This has been by far one of the best viewing experiences of any TV show I've ever had.
Taking the foot off the gas.
What did I say? Break?
Yeah. Sorry.
It's early.
It broke my brain for a second. I had to say something.
Thank you
just
for
because,
catching
wait a
that,
second.
actually. Yeah. Because, oh my god, guys, Mike Clariton has been killing me lately.
Yeah, we are having. I don't know how it is where you live, but we are having allergy nightmares
Yeah.
here in the Midwest. It's been a pretty rough
So
start
if
to
I,
the spring.
Flub my words up right now, it's because of the Clariton. So
Yeah.
thanks, Clariton.
Jill's on drugs. Over the counter still counts. Last episode I really liked a lot. It was Toby screws up was a lot of it. The
They all
leadership
screwed
breakfast.
up,
They
felt
all
like,
did.
yeah.
We start the episode with the fireplace. Josh and Sam try to light a fire in a fireplace that doesn't work. It wasn't functional, and a 3-year-old should have known that before you did it. For the whole episode of guys, the guys on the show are going to stumble, and the big takeaway was listen to CJ when CJ knows what she's talking about, which is pretty much all the time.
That's not the first time they didn't listen to CJ.
Yeah.
Every time they throw her under the bus, something bad happens.
Yeah, every time they ignore her. Remember the polling,
Yeah.
right? When she was, for whatever reason, kind of in the doghouse because of Mandy's screw up.
And she's there for a reason.
Yeah, she's a genius.
She's the best.
She-
CJ is the best.
Right. It's interesting that she is the press secretary, and she's great at it, but she's probably also the most politically savvy person on the show. Like,
I'd
all
say
of them are. Toby is really politically savvy, but
Well,
even
yeah.
he blew it last
That's
episode.
what I was going to say, was that Toby's probably the smartest out of all of them.
Yeah.
If not, like, at the top.
Toby's a genius,
And
right.
he's the one that dropped the ball.
He's the one that dropped the ball.
Big time.
He's the one that ignored
Big time,
CJ,
yeah.
and it was CJ's job to clean it up afterwards.
So I like that we had that episode to show us that, like, even the best of us can fail.
It wouldn't be a great show if there weren't stumbles along
If there
the
was
way.
smooth sailing the whole time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I really like the fact that it was an episode that just reminded us that when CJ says, this is why you're wrong, she's a good person to listen to. Even if you don't agree with her, she's a good person to be like, you know what, this is a character that really nails it almost all the time.
And it's interesting they put such a big failure episode right after, like, an episode that showcased a big victory. I felt like Josh...
Noelle, absolutely.
And Noelle, Josh had a big personal breakthrough, I felt like,
Right.
and it felt bittersweet, but at the
Right.
same time, it felt like he was overcoming something and realizing something. And so for us to feel kind of good
Right.
and to kind of like bring us down a little bit was really interesting in how they did that.
Do you think Felicity Huffman's going to be a regular on the show, or if she was kind of a one-off there? Because I don't feel like they're going to talk to her much after that. You know what I mean?
I don't think that's the last time we'll see her.
But not in a big role. Like,
Exactly, yeah.
because no one's going to be chummy with her again.
No, a lot of the guest stars in the show, they're not like mainstays really. Like
Yeah.
John Amos here and there.
Right.
Um,
But I mean, yeah, we've had a lot of one-offs on
Sure.
super actors on the show.
Sure. But like Edward James Olmos, we've seen a couple times.
Right. But like Bob Balaban was a big
Yeah.
part of one episode.
Exactly.
You know, we get a lot of really, really good actors once.
It makes you wonder if they're just like fans of the show.
And like, can I be on this? I'm like, we'll write one for you.
Exactly.
We'll give you a one-off right now. If I was an actor in Hollywood at the time, I'd be like, can I please be on the West Wing just for an episode? I'll be the bad guy for an episode.
Exactly.
I don't care.
Well, but with her character though, Felicity Huffman's character, I feel like they didn't really give her character any resolution, so I feel like we're going to see her again.
Right. But as I think what was she like? Chief of staff for the House Majority Leader, something like that. I don't think she'll be a big part of the show.
No.
But I wouldn't mind seeing her again. I thought she was great in that little,
Yeah.
Well,
Watch us fire it up, and her name's right there in the credits.
Right. It's like, oh wait, yeah, right. Yeah. She replaced Donna.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Do you want to welcome the new Patreon subscribers for the week? So Shy, Shane Granger, Bumblebee, Beth Blakely, Nina Kay, and Jeffrey Sampson. Thank you so much, guys, and welcome. We sincerely appreciate you, and we're very glad you're here.
We really do. Thanks, guys. For those of you guys watching us on YouTube, welcome to our channel.
Hello.
While you're here, leave us a like, leave us a comment down below. Who's your favorite character from the show? What's your favorite episode thus far?
Yeah, and guest appearance. I want to know who you guys have really loved as guest appearances. I'm totally
James Amos. Every time he's on the show, I love it.
Right, and I can't remember the actor's name. I'm totally blanking out. Sure, Jonathan Marbury.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do. What was his name?
I'm blanking
we
out.
know exactly
Sorry, we know who he is. Yeah, we loved him, and he's been on a couple times. We want him back.
He was probably in the best episodes of season 1.
Some of them,
sure.
yeah, absolutely. He's definitely a great character on the show.
Do you think he shows up again?
I hope so. Some commenters I think might have said he does again without any spoilers, and I'm really looking forward to that.
Interesting if he doesn't show up in season 2.
Right. He could be three or four. It could be something down the road.
Yeah.
Depending on, because he's a, expert on Middle East conflict.
Oh, yeah.
So it could be a situation.
I forgot that we're headed towards 9/11.
Right, so it's hard to say. Right.
Anyways.
we digress.
But if you guys want to check out the full-length reaction, it's listed in our Patreon. It's on our Patreon, which is listed below in the description down there.
Yeah, check it out. We're watching this and all kinds of other
stuff,
shows.
Yeah. Mad Men, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, Schitt's Creek, which we just did earlier.
Fleabag.
Succession's on there, which we did 1 episode or 2 episodes on YouTube.
2 episodes on YouTube, and it's been a Patreon exclusive. Yep. We're into season 3 there, so please, by all means, check it out.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll see.
Previously on The West Wing.
He's a lunatic. He's colorful. He's certifiable.
We're talking about John Marbury.
That's so crazy.
Is he back?
That's insane. That is insane that we just talked about
We had no idea. I promise, we had no idea that was coming here.
Swear to God, guys. That's insane.
I was summoned by your president.
Yes.
That is strange.
That was really cool. I'm still blanking out on the actor. I'm so embarrassed right now. Well, if Marbury's here, there's going to be something international for sure.
You hear them? Yeah. We can hear what they're saying.
Tackleberry's back in the background.
Yeah.
Your own James Michener wrote many of his books in the Oriental, and one of his typewriters remains in the suite they named for him.
Must have been a long stay, because those are some long books.
Yeah.
May our people know peace and prosperity. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr.
Thailand,
Gifts here.
possible.
Well, no, like the strike thing they're doing, like they cut away.
The president's not there, so it might just be a test.
Okay.
But you know what I mean?
Sure.
It's like, I want to see the president come watch this. It doesn't sound like an actual military strike.
I guess.
In my day, we knew how to protect ourselves.
Well, in your day, you could pretty much turn back the Indians with the Daniel Boone.
Oh, wow.
Sarcasm, the grumpy man's wit.
What do I get if it works?
What do you get?
Yes.
We're making a bet?
Well, I can't make you Thailand's ambassador to the U.S. because I just signed that guy's letter.
B?
Charlie Brown wanted to kick a football and Lucy would hold.
Oh, that makes sense, yeah.
It away at the last minute, and Charlie Brown would fall on his butt. This time she wouldn't pull the ball away, but she would, and once again Charlie Brown would fall on his butt.
That is a good metaphor, isn't it?
She'll tell you to the Situation Room every time they run a new missile test, so that you can come tell me how great it works. So I'll put money in the NMD system.
I think it's going to miss. Or that bit with Charlie Brown just doesn't work. I think it's going to miss.
Right.
Leo, by how much did it miss the target, Colonel?
137.
We missed it by
Wow.
137 miles, sir.
The way the words you're looking for are, oh, good grief.
And the newly named British ambassador to the United States will be arriving in the United States.
Is it John Marbury?
He's been newly named.
I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I would love it if he's the ambassador to the United States, and he might be more regular.
I was looking for the guest credits, and I couldn't see his name in there.
The new British ambassador.
I don't know. As soon as
I do.
Pool photographs only.
Global warming constitutes a clear and present danger to the health and future well-being
Yes.
of this planet and all its inhabitants.
Yeah.
22,000 fewer respiratory-related hospital admissions. I don't want to use the stats unless I have 3 sources.
That was fine.
The good old days when you wanted to be right when you made a public statement.
Right.
Presented itself, what's the problem?
There are a number of problems, any one of which I could have told you about had you gotten me on the phone.
It's going to be a good speech.
Yeah.
They need you.
Thanks.
Is it true that Leo can't stand a guy named Lord John Marbury?
Yes, it is.
Why?
A reporter asked me. You seem threatened by his brilliance.
How do you know he's brilliant?
I saw his picture.
I'm not.
He is brilliant, though.
Nor am I threatened by his good looks.
What about his charm?
Please don't tell me.
He's the new British ambassador.
There we
to the
go.
United
There it
States.
is.
Yep. They really shouldn't have told us.
They shouldn't have put that in the opening. Yeah. Sometimes the recap really blows it, doesn't it,
A
for
little
us?
bit, yeah.
Look, we can't appear to be at the beck and call of the environment. We could try insulting them. Yes. I'm kidding. I'm not. Sam's gonna have strong objections. Yes, I know. All right, you want me to talk to Leo? I'm gonna talk to him. I want you to talk to CJ.
Screw the environmental lobby?
Did I say that? Did I say screw the environmental lobby?
Here it comes.
Yep.
There's an extent to which we've got to screw the environmental lobby.
Yeah, exactly.
Failing to publicly admonish acts of eco-terrorism.
GDC doesn't engage in acts of eco-terrorism.
Yes, but they fail to publicly admonish those who do. And I don't want Sam and his 14 objections. It should just be a drop-in.
We have 4% of the population. We are responsible for 25% of the greenhouse emissions.
That's a lot.
How are we going to reduce those levels of greenhouse emissions, you ask?
Janice Berry is saying they're going to ask Cornelius Sykes to host the Will Rogers dinner.
They know for sure.
They're going to ask him on Monday.
They're trying to stir this up again.
Yeah.
This project needs money.
It doesn't work.
I visited several phases of Apollo 11, but Neil Armstrong claims it was a success.
And we can't take it for granted that everyone pretty much fundamentally opposes our...
See, that's my
A year and a
thing,
half
too.
ago, you
Right.
stood
I
in the
agree with him
mural room
100%
and took
there.
Al Caldwell's head off. We'll get you some information on the lynx, which is a kind of possum.
No, it's a
Okay,
cat.
well, it's not a kind of a possum, so why don't you get me that information? A lynx isn't a possum.
I think it's in the possum family.
It's a cat.
It is a
I
cat.
don't have enough of those.
Hey, Toby, you want to see the speech? Sam's writing a good one.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna mess it up. This is gonna cause a rift between Toby and Sam for sure.
Where's CJ? She's in New York. What's she doing in New York? She had a lunch. Media women of media.
That was this afternoon.
She had to stay around. So
He really is keeping Sam in the dark on several things here.
The difference between a good speech and a great speech is the energy with which the audience comes to their feet at the end.
Every time one of these tests fails, congressional Democrats jump on it as a reason to kill the program.
There's someone here to see you.
Is it Lord John Marbury?
Gerald!
Yes!
Yeah! Gerald, old friend! It's as if the gods themselves insist that we be not long apart.
I can't believe we called
They
this.
do seem to strongly insist upon that, yes.
Leo's trying to convince the president to give the NMD more time.
And you're an expert in the field, and I hope I can count on your support.
You may hope for it, but you'll not have it. It violates any number of elements of the ABM Treaty, and any argument you make in its defense will surely be moronic.
Hey, how you doing?
Not bad.
Thanks for taking the time.
Yeah, I gotta get back pretty soon.
I won't take long. So, you know, this is about the Will Rogers dinner.
Yeah? You want me to say no?
We think the press will go back 2 years and bring up the whole...
Let them.
I don't want to. No.
It missed by 137 miles.
Yes.
I could have missed by 37 fewer miles, and it would have still have missed by 100 miles.
It's a joke about New York City cops shooting black men.
I'm a black man. I'm in a room full of rich Democrats in an election year. What, you thought I was going to talk about airline food?
What do you expect us to do?
This issue really blew up in this age of cell phones.
Yeah.
Plays differently today.
Completely.
Those who are making noise right now are feigning their concern in an effort to frighten white men.
Also the truth,
But what
completely.
you said was, did laugh at the joke.
Yeah.
He laughed at the joke, CJ.
True
And
comedian
the
right
next day,
there.
my parents
Yeah.
read in the paper that I am Hollywood sleaze. I killed that night.
You did.
Is it the drop-in?
Yeah.
He admonished them.
Here's what you say. Friends are honest with each other. The president has always spoken out on moderate groups not taking responsibility for terrorism, and he isn't going to stop the environmental lobby.
The president has always spoken out on moderate groups not
he's
taking
gonna figure out that they
responsibility for
knew.
extremism, and he isn't going to stop at the environmental lobby. Friends are honest with each
Now
other.
he knows.
Have you been getting questions?
Yeah.
From the press or?
The press will be tomorrow.
Which is what they're not doing.
Said exactly what you told me to say. Which coincidentally is exactly what CJ told me to say, which is remarkable when you get away from me.
Oof.
Ooh, dang. Yeah, he was kept in the dark in that one.
He was. For the reason of they didn't want to hear him have any type of protest.
Yeah.
Think you'd like me?
Do you date younger men?
Sure,
What
how
is
old
that?
is he?
5.
Oh my God.
Okay, well, let's stick a pin in that for a moment and move on.
You've forgotten that the European allies have strong reservations about the shield, and you've forgotten that it doesn't work.
You don't ever go into the Oval Office mad.
Look.
No. No.
The drop-in's the story now, Toby, not the energy package.
The energy package doesn't need to be a story. It's going to be a law. They just got the energy package they wanted. They just got the president at their dinner, and they should shut up.
Well, you should explain it to them just that way, Toby.
Sam, I'm looking at opposition polling that scares the hell out of me. I'm looking at internal numbers that change by the hour.
You think I'm the reason you got beat on the leadership breakfast?
I got cream, Sam.
You think I'm the reason?
I didn't want the discussion.
Then what are you doing here talking to me?
We can't govern if we don't win. I have this beer, so I was just gonna sit down and drink it.
Yeah.
I get it.
I get why
I
Sam's
get it,
upset. Yeah.
I feel like Toby is sorry, but at the same time, it's like you gotta tell your friends.
I think leaving him out was
a mistake.
You were setting up a fight.
Yeah.
See, I want to know, when you're pushing me towards the missile shield, it's not because you want me to look strong on defense.
And the understanding that there's been a time in the evolution of everything that works when it didn't work.
You know,
Exactly.
Can I say this?
Everything.
Why don't
yeah.
we just get Tom?
Mr. President, it is with pleasure that I present His Excellency Lord John Marbury of Great Britain.
Where are you on the missile shield?
Well, I think it's dangerous, illegal, fiscally irresponsible, technologically unsound. We build a shield, and somebody will build a better missile.
Well, it's a discussion for serious men. An ambassador extraordinary and plenipotentiary.
Well, thank you, sir.
I like Leo and John a lot.
I do too. It's a great dynamic there.
It's
Yeah.
a fun dynamic. Yeah.
Because they're both geniuses who disagree on everything.
But they respect each other.
Oh, for sure.
That is a really interesting argument they raised there. I get what Marbury is saying. Like, it's not responsible. It's not fiscal. But at the same time, it's like, okay, well, you build a shield. They build a better bomb, right?
Right. That's how it's always been. Right.
I get it. But I'm also kind of on Leo's side where I'm like, you know what? Well, might as well try. And he is right. They do evolve and get better. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, I don't want to say it's defeatist to say, well, they'll just keep building something bigger, which they might, but there's always a counter.
There's always going to that's how it works when you start. I mean, that's what an arms race is. We created an arms race decades ago, probably centuries ago, really, and we're just still in it, and that's just how it's going to be.
So to say we're just going to stop, and it's like, well, that's all right.
It does sound
that is how the world will end.
Right, but I really love the point that Leo made that everything that works, there was a time when it didn't work. You know, I remember working with a guy when electric cars were becoming a thing, and he's like, "Well, the batteries suck," and I was like, "Yeah, now, but in 15 years, 20 years, these things are going to be commonplace. You can't just stop electric cars because the batteries suck in 2010.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So, that's how it works. Things don't work until you get them to work.
Yeah.
It took a minute for our smartphones to become a thing.
In due time with everything. Right?
Of course. You keep going. That's the whole point. You keep going.
I want to see what's going to happen with Sam and Toby as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of tension there, and you know they're really setting up, and they did it in the last episode too, with when Toby got destroyed, as they set up this idea of whether you like it or not, it's campaign season.
It is.
You know, everything that's happening right now is happening because the president's going to have to run for president again soon.
Yeah.
Even though it feels like it's far off, it never really is.
I wonder why. So it didn't really feel like they left any resolution with the characters. So I wonder if going forward we're going to get
a little bit of tension there. Yeah,
you know, they're really going to have it out.
Right, but possibly it's just going to be one of those things that's tense for a while and it just kind of dissipates like a lot of human conflict does. Or maybe they have a moment where they have to be in each other's foxhole and come out of it. Something.
It's probably going to be that one, honestly. It's been the latter for sure.
Yeah, but my guess. But it could be any number of things.
Yeah.
Or it could just be like one of those things of like, you really pissed me off here and we're just not going to talk about it.
Talk to each other.
Right, yeah, exactly.
They dealt. The last episode was them not talking to CJ, now it's them not talking to Sam.
Right, yeah, so it really is. It's like,
who else?
Who else is going to work an agenda where they don't want to hear from anybody else?
Exactly.
We shall see moving forward.
But regardless, the dynamics are always great between the characters.
Yep, and hopefully with this posting and John Marbury at least being in America, in Washington at the embassy, means that we'll get more John Marbury, which we're very excited about.
We got less than 10 episodes left of the season, so
yeah, we're winding out towards the end of the season, aren't we?
Let's see I want to see where they put everything at the end of the show. Because the last episode, or the last season, we had a really big cliffhanger.
Oh, massive.
I wonder if they're going that route again.
Maybe.
Setting up a storyline for season 3.
So. I mean, I feel like it'd be kind of hard to top, shooting.
You would think, right? But I mean, the show apparently gets better with each season, so we'll see.
We'll see, yeah. All right, we'll catch you in the next one, guys.
See you guys.